Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. My name's Staffy. In today's video, it's something that I wanted to talk about for quite a long time, and that is the current state of Fortnite. Now, we know that Chapter 5 Season 1 is just coming to an end, with the new season, Chapter 5 Season 2, coming on the 9th of March. But before we get to the new season, I just wanted to take a look back and reflect at Chapter 5 Season 1 and see if Epic Games actually did a good job with this season. But before we get to that, guys, make sure you hit the subscription button below, smash that like button and turn on notifications. I also stream here on YouTube as well, and I would absolutely love it if you would come by and say hi at some point. So let's get right into it. I'm going to say straight out the bat, this season, I've enjoyed it. I've got some good content from it. I've enjoyed playing with my community, with my friends, but it's felt a little bit off. After the rip-roaring success of Fortnite OG coming back and having millions of Fortnite players back in the community, I fully expected this season to absolutely bang. And it sort of did. Bang. It banged. It got like popped like a balloon and then fell to the floor very slowly and died. But let's not be overly negative. Let's start with some of the positives. One of the main positives this season for me has been the map. I think the map is actually one of the better ones we've had in a long time. It flows really nicely. The aesthetics of the map are absolutely beautiful. The POIs are great. I don't think there's a bad POI in the map. They're all different enough to be really interesting. And to be honest, it's one of those maps this season where I could land anywhere and be happy where I land. Places like Lavish and Glacier are actually really interesting. They're multi-layered POIs, they're big buildings, they're not the small buildings that we're used to in like these small buildings like back in the days in like Salty. The big, huge buildings which are complex and interesting to fight in. Adding the train to the map was certainly interesting. I mean, in all seriousness, adding the train was pretty cool to start with, but let's be honest, it gets pretty boring pretty fast. I mean, I wasn't too sure if the train was added to be a rotational item, mobility, the high risk loot, but even the loot on the train is pretty average. It doesn't actually make a lot of sense to land on it or to use it. What would make the train actually really interesting is actually add some loot that would make it worthwhile. Put one of the bosses on the train, make the loot mythic. You know, give us a reason to land on the train. I mean, Epic may have something in their back pocket like this in future. I don't know, but for now, the train is pretty much useless. So overall, I'm thinking I'll give the map a good 7 out of 10. So let's move on to some more positive stuff and a little bit negative. So mobility and rotation has been a little bit questionable over previous seasons. This season is no different. So it comes as no surprise that Epic Games are now pushing cosmetics and skins for cars, and that is why there is now more cars in the game than there is on your mum's school run in the morning. Now this is just a personal opinion, so don't come at me, bro. But I'm not a huge fan of having cars as the main source of mobility. All that's doing is stifling that wonderful creativity and content that we've had in Fortnite in previous years. So what I'm talking about there is those static mobility items that allow us to rotate around the map, such as the airships, the balloons, the cannons, the slipstreams, geysers, launch pads, all things like that. There's many, many more items that Fortnite have brought into the game, and they're wonderful creations. This season doesn't really have anything like that, other than launch pads. Don't get me started on launch pads this season. I'm happy they're in the game, but they're in the most obscure place possible. They've stuck them on top of mountains. That takes you 2 minutes to get up there. Once you've launched off and gone to the place where you want to go, you probably could have ran there anyway. What I'm asking for there is just let's have some of this wonderfully weird creations back that Fortnite and Epic Games have always brought to the game. Not just bang a launch pad in the game and throw some cars in. Let's think outside the box again, please, Epic. I would absolutely love that. So let's put aside static rotation and let's talk about personal mobility. The things that we carry to get us in and out of fights. Now this season, I'm really, really happy to see Shockwave is still in the game. They're the old classic, they never let you down. And we all know about them, so I'm not going to talk about them too much other than they're great and I'm glad they're in the game. So let's talk about the grapple blade, which on paper should be fantastic mobility. The issue with the grapple blade, as I'm sure you guys know, it's still absolutely broken. It's buggy. It doesn't always work how it's supposed to. It doesn't always grab onto what you want to grab onto. And when you land after using it, sometimes it's like you're stuck in mud. You cannot run. You get the running bug where you can't move, and it gets you killed more than fall damage. I actually think it would be a really good mobility item if it was just fixed. Unfortunately, it's been in the entire season, and it's been buggy ever since day one. We were supposed to be getting a kinetic blade according to leakers. However, we've still not seen it this season. I'm not sure why. But we did get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mythics, which were a good replacement for the kinetic blade. They basically did the same thing. They were really enjoyable. There weren't too many on the map, but there was just enough. I think mobility, that is what we should be looking for. That is the pinnacle of mobility. And finally, we've got Crash Pad Juniors that no one asked for. Now, not a lot of people like. I know they're very good in builds at the moment, but in zero build, they're so buggy, they don't work very much, but they can be kind of fun. I can take them or leave them. So overall, I would give personal mobility this season a good 6.5 out of 10. A little bit more work needed, a little bit more improvement, and I think the game would be in a good place. Now we come on to my biggest bugbear this season, weapons and equipment, specifically weapons. So let's talk about the not so elephant in the room, sniper rifles. Sniper rifles, before I start, you guys who know me know I love snipers. I have done since Chapter 1, Season 4 when I started playing Fortnite. Sniper rifles is my thing. I love them, I love them, I love them. I can't say enough about them. So you're going to wonder why I'm going to say this. Sniper rifles need to go. Wait. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. They don't need to go. They need to be fixed. Sniper rifles this season have been vastly overpowered for a multitude of reasons. Sniping has always been notoriously fairly difficult in Fortnite, especially using the heavy sniper and the bolt action. But for some reason this season, everyone's turned into an absolute legend. And I think that's for a multitude of reasons. One, there's just simply too many snipers in the game. Two, you can quickscope really easy with these sniper rifles. Three, the ammo clips can carry 3 or 5 bullets, which means bullets are flying everywhere constantly because there's no reload time. Or, and more controversially, and probably more debatable, hitboxes on snipers seem to be completely broken. The amount of times I've hit someone in the head when I don't think I've actually hit them in the head and vice versa, it's just happening far too much. You've all seen the footage on TikTok and on YouTube. It's out there to be debated, but I personally do think hitboxes are broken on sniper rifles at the moment. And 5, which leads us nicely on to our next topic, is assault rifles. There is no point using an assault rifle when there's this many snipers around. First of all, the assault rifles are absolutely trash this season. I have never known Fortnite be this bad for long-range assault rifle combat. The only gun that is actually worth even touching is the Striker. Even then, I don't know who at Epic Games designed the Enforcer and the Nemesis, but those guns are just not good. They're not fun to use. There's no point picking them up at all. Even when you've added a ton of attachments to them, they still fire too slow and the damage is not high enough. What I would like to see in the game is some of these guns that we had in the past, or something similar, like the AUG, the Triple Burst, the SCAR, Combat Assault Rifle, the Twin Mag, the MK. Those guns where they were interesting and they did damage and they took a lot of skill to use. Something like that again. Not these guns that are half-assed, created in 10 minutes and thrown into the game. Or that's what it feels like at the moment. Because assault rifles tickle people, it takes so long to kill them. As soon as you ADS, aim down sight, for more than 2 seconds, especially in trios and squads, your head will be taken off by a sniper because there's just too many in the game. So now we've put assault rifles firmly in the trash where they belong, let's talk about shotguns. The hammer pump shotgun is actually really nice to use. It feels clean when you fire it, and it enables you to get in and out of fights quickly and utilize that mobility. The issue I have with it, and you guys know what I'm going to say, it's the damage. You either do 27 damage or you do 150. So when you're coming up against little Timmy with his auto frenzy shotgun, which we'll talk about in a second, you could very well open up with 28 damage. And little Timmy's going to doof you to death. And that is the issue with the auto frenzy shotgun. I completely understand why Epic add these items into the game. They allow little Timmy to get his kills and make him feel good about himself. I completely understand that. But they're completely skillless and they're so boring to use. I literally don't have any fun at all when I'm using that gun. It is literally the worst gun I think I've ever used in Fortnite. So with SMGs, I know the burst SMG is used a lot in builds. I can see the point completely. It's not a bad gun at all, especially if you put scope on it. It actually outperforms more than the assault rifles do. I would actually advise using a burst SMG over an AR at the moment because there's no bullet drop. But yeah, it's not great. I'm not always a fan of bursts necessarily, but it's not a bad gun. The Hyper SMG, on the other hand, is just don't pick it up. It's useless. Fortnite's always been really good with SMGs, and I've always liked SMG pump plays, but at the moment, that SMG is not worth using. They need to up the damage or slow the fire rate down. I don't know how to fix it, but that gun just does not work at all. There's also the pistol in Fortnite. Yeah, it's alright. So because the sniper rifles are so good yet so broken, and the assault rifles are so bad, and they also have frenzies in the game, I'm going to give the weapons a whopping 2.5 out of 10 this season. Absolutely atrocious. So we're going to finish on equipment. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Fortnite is really trying to push that noob-friendly content at the moment. And that's why we have things like the briefcase in the game, we have the auto frenzy in the game, we have the cluster grenade in the game, and we have the lock-on pistol. All things that make getting kills easier for people who maybe can't aim, who can't play the game. I understand that, and I understand that people, they want to get people into the game. They want them first and foremost spending money, and they want them to enjoy the game. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I love Fortnite. I want more people to play Fortnite. I want people to get involved and get better at Fortnite. And if that means that the game is a little bit easier for a while people can maybe catch up to people like myself who've been playing for a long time, then you know what? Absolutely fine with that. Let's all enjoy gaming together. That's it from me, guys. I'm going to give this season a solid 5 out of 10. And you've seen the reasons why. I think the game could be better. There's a lot of good things about this season. There seems to be laying the platform for further seasons that may improve, and I really hope they do. But for now, I can't give it any more than a 5. I've enjoyed it. I've not hated it, but I just wish it was a little bit better. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please do drop me a subscription. Make sure you like the video and turn on notifications. I love chatting with you guys, so make sure you give me your opinions in the comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you disagree? Do you agree? I would love to know. Let's have some chat in the comments. And I'll see you guys either on stream or I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys.